This city has stories, and so do we. It's not just a podcast, it's a movement. Real stories, real people, real purpose, real purpose. Pull up a seat, get comfortable. Let's talk purpose, pain, growth, and everything in between. From the heart of Atlanta to wherever you are, welcome to Stool Talk. Let's walk it out in purpose together. Today with us on Stool Talk, we're honored to have a special guest. Here on Stool Talk, we walk in our purpose on purpose, and today's guest is definitely doing that. She's a great leader, she's a great coach, she's a great creative, and today we're going to dive into her journey and hear how her journey allows others to flourish and how she allowed herself to impact the people that is around her. Today we have with us the one, the only Coach Nay. How you doing today?
Appreciate it. I'm good. How are you? How are you?
Good.
Thanks for having me. I really
no problem. So growing up, how was your sports journey? Like, how did you get into sports? When did you fall in love with it?
Oh man, that's a throwback. I'm originally was born in Chicago. We relocated to South Haven, which is like a town. And then we relocated to Kalamazoo. So why I'm sharing that is I started playing basketball at 6. I had an older brother. He was like 5 years older than me. He was dribbling, was like, try to get the ball. He was like, no. And I promise you, like, I never was bad at basketball. Like, from 6 to just watching him, I learned by just watching him. And I'll say probably about 6 months later, like, I could dribble in between my legs at 6 years old. Like, I was the talk of the town. And from there, it's just like, that was my identity from like 6 to 25. Like, so I would say that those I always give shout outs to those places. People don't know where they are. South Haven, Michigan, and Kalamazoo, Michigan is where I love those places because it means a lot. That's where I started playing basketball. And then from there, I ended up going to community college, all-state high school, community college, JUCO All-American, highly recruited, just like a 30 for 30 story. Like, if we really would get into it, ended up going to Central State, Hall of Famer at Central State, ended up trying out for a WNBA, a couple workouts, private workouts, free agent camps and things like that. Ended up going to Puerto Rico for about maybe 3 seasons. So yeah, like basketball is all I know. So that's the short version.
Yeah, one thing I love about this is now when you pouring into the youth, when you pouring into the next generation, there's not one excuse, there's not one thing that they can't say that you haven't been through or overcame.
Yeah.
What do you use as far as your experience to pour back into them to allow them to know it ain't about telling your athletes and telling what you done, but to let them know, like, look, I know a few things too. I ain't telling you what I heard, I'm telling you what I know. How do you use that?
It's kind of getting to that point, but it's really hard for me to talk about that because I'm so humble. So I'm just like, just trust me off of here. But sometimes I have to, pull out the resume. But I definitely know what it's like to, have resilience and adversity. So that's why I train. So you can see it in my training, like, what I'm saying, giving them difficult things, work ethic, habits, and different skills. So I think it's just embedded in my training. Like, it don't matter if you 5, it don't matter if you 20, it don't matter. Like you just said, I've played basketball since I was 6 to go to the pro. So I'm like, if this is what you say you want, I can show you how to get there. So I've definitely, like I said, it's embedded in it, like every training session.
Yeah. How do you know the difference between somebody that's good and somebody that got the greatness, the potential to be great? How do you know it's seeing it, being that you've been around the game?
Oh man, it's just an eye. Like, it's just an eye. Like, I look for, like, how can I word it? That's a great question, by the way. I look at raw abilities, like, and then I think of like, hey, if they add A, B, C, D to that, like, man, they have the potential to be, it's a girl in this area. Like I seen her, I'm like, oh, she's special. Like, and everybody, I'm like, no, I'm telling y'all, she's special. And now she's getting those accolades and things like that. And I'm just laughing, like, I saw that like 3, 4 years ago. But
Yeah.
just like looking at the athleticism, looking at like their IQ, like just looking at raw abilities, like, man, that's not normal. Like, and just being able to, and I'm very quiet when I'm watching. I don't really like go on Facebook and post like, oh, this person, but I'll be putting notes in my head like, hey, stay tuned. She gonna be special, or even on the boy side. So yeah, that's kind of how I evaluate talent.
How do you get it to resonate with that said athlete to be able to push to get to that greatness? Because they can have it in them, everybody can see it and want it, but how do you allow them to make sure that they want it or get them to do the things that they need to get it out of them?
I think that takes a long time to do. Like I've probably been training since 2022, and I think I haven't came across that where I got somebody that's showing up where I can just show them that they're great, and I think that's what makes me keep on training because like now it's like. I'm about to try out for a team. Let me go get some sessions. It's not well, my clientele right now isn't like the ones that's just like, hey, I know I'm a baller. I want to be the best baller. I want to put in the work right now. So I can't wait till I come across what you're talking about. It's gonna be lit.
Yeah. And when you first started the coaching and the training, did you say, I need a brand behind me, or I need a name for it? I know that you got your brand now. How did all that start and what inspired you to start the sportswear and the training?
Okay. I went into the Hall of Fame in 2022. And I was removed from basketball because basketball is like when you put your blood, sweat, and tears in, it's a heartbreak, and people don't understand that. So I couldn't watch basketball. I couldn't look at basketball. Like I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna go work, do this 9 to 5, and just tune into something because I gave the game everything I had, and that I was probably like 24, and my definition then was I didn't make it to the league. So I was heartbroken. Like I was like, man, I was there. I seen the coaches. I was right there. So fast forward, I removed myself from basketball. I just went and worked for kids. I had a passion for at-risk youth. I worked at Job Corps, a known program where you helping youth, and I just poured in to anything. So I will play basketball in those atmospheres, but it was like just helping those kids, and I just tunnel vision. And then I got inducted to the Hall of Fame in 2022, and all these basketball people start reaching out. I'm like, I mean, it was just like I honestly felt like I knew that it's something like it just felt like a new purpose. Like I'm like, what? Like, and I was married, had kids, and my husband he knew I can play, but all these people start like a celebrity. But I wouldn't share. Like I'd be like, yeah, I did this, I did that, but I wouldn't share. I'm like, oh, that's in the past. But I know it was because I was heartbroken. Like I didn't want to relive those memories and things like that. So fast forward, I go get inducted to the Hall of Fame. I mean, it's like people coming from all over. And somebody in the area I live in, Dayton, Ohio, she was very decorated. She was like, congratulations, I'm doing some training. Come see what I'm doing. I'm like, like I just instantly was like, eh. And something, think it was God, was like, go check it out. And I went, same energy I got, same. I'm like, and I'm like a kid in the candy store. I'm over there like, but I'm trying to just, like, let's be humble. You just their assistant. And I did that for a year and a half, and I loved it. But it just kept on growing and growing and growing. And my husband was like, you can do this on your own. I'm like, no, no, no. And it just came a point where I had to, like, I didn't even want to, like, I had to step out and do my own thing. And I started with the sportswear because I'm like, oh, this is a small town. I don't want to step on people's toes. I just want to, t-shirts. I'm a big t-shirt person.
Is that you in the logo?
That's not really me, but it's like,
Okay.
saying a girl, but that's not me. But yeah, I ended up starting the sportswear line for t-shirts. So I'm like, okay, it's already trainers in the area. Let me, that's already a lane. Let me just do t-shirts for when I train and to help out. I assisted people with training. So I started with the t-shirts in 2024. I launched that when I started the t-shirts, the process to that is when I was like, yeah, yeah, I want to do this. So somebody coined, and I know I'm jumping all over the place, but somebody coined me the name. Like all of this stuff just start like, I'm like, what am I gonna name it? What kind of a girl called me and was like, was having some issues. I'm just, giving her some positivity. She's like, man, that's what I always call you. You always giving me some nativations. And I was like, nativations. And I wrote it down. And then I still didn't know. I knew I wanted to do t-shirts. I lost a coworker, and at her funeral I spoke at. And while I was sitting there, I was like, nativate. I'm gonna nativate the world. And I wrote it down. And that was the name. And I kid you not, it just took off.
Yeah,
So
when you were saying all this, I was waiting till you get finished. It
uh,
seems to me as God was setting you apart. He knew where the area at that you didn't want to have it. You didn't have no joy in your peace. He said, "When I do it, it's gonna be right." So he even gave you the assistant job to see if you can, what I mean, be able to steward that. And most
hey,
people be like,
listen,
I ain't about to do that. No, you were humble. He like, oh, if you can do this, daughter, I got something way better for you. So then he
listen.
moved you up and he aligned it. And that's how faith works because we don't know what's gonna be and how it's gonna be, but God already setting the stuff ahead. We just gotta walk in our purpose
Listen,
and get
you
to
you
that.
said you said a whole word because the people around me was seeing it, like, and I'm like, no, like, why would I do it? And this person already successful, like you say, like I was okay with playing my part, but when I did that, it was just like I said, the people that came on my path and dropped seeds, and I was like, wait, what's going on? And I took them because some people come on your path and you miss it, and I literally
Yeah.
was like, hey, you get me two, thank you for this too. I'm gonna just master these two. So yeah, I really do think that's what happened.
Yeah. What challenges did you face early, if any, as a founder, and how did you overcome them?
I think it's still challenges. Like I said, the sportswear part of it started in 2024, and then we just launched the training in 2025. I think that the challenges are like things you just don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like with the sportswear, I mean, I can open up my emails for the sportswear, and shipment is late. I could have a unsatisfied customer, so it's always something. And I realize that, and now I'm able to have the patience to, like, what, you got to build it. Like, you can't let these small things deter you from, like, you question, like, am I doing the right thing? Should I stop? Should I? Because it's every day you, like, what, I don't know what I'm gonna face, but the solution is somewhere within this problem. So
Yeah, and you mentioned earlier pouring into the youth, that was your thing, that was your purpose. What
yeah,
does that mean to you, and how much do you impact that with I pouring into the youth? So I got the training, that's still part of it. How do you combine both of the
yeah.
two?
You just said it, it's all connected. Like I like go. I mean, when I step back, because you know how you in it and you never get. So I love doing things like this because you can step back and see it from a different view. But it's all connected from the brand. It's a positive sportswear brand. It was geared towards girls. My initial purpose was to come up with and one for girls, like quotes and things like that for girls. That was my initial purpose. Like, that was my initial purpose.
Hard.
That was my initial we haven't even got there yet. We just started launching quote shirts, because when we launched the logo shirt, we launched January 1st, like literally Facebook, because I already had I was building I don't know what it's called. I was building the audience off of the Hall of Fame. So I just kept on building and kept on building and kept on building. When I dropped the shirt, I dropped it January 1st. I had 100 shirts. I sold out in a day. 100 t-shirts. And I'm like, wait, God, wait, hold on. Like, so at first I was like chasing it. Like, it was, it's seasons to go up and down. So I started off here. So then when you start coming down, you like, wait, a brand just ain't one shirt. You got to build. It's gonna be things that the products I like. That don't mean the audience gonna like it. So
Yeah.
you just start learning. So yeah.
How do you how do you balance being having a family, being a wife, a coach, having your me time as a
Right,
woman? You
right,
still a Black African American
right,
on the side. How do you
right.
balance all that with all that you pour out? You pour, you pour, you pour. How
Yeah,
do you balance to make sure that you grounded to be able
yeah.
to be the person that God made you to be?
That's how I know it's God, because I haven't worked this hard in my life. Like, training, like basketball, it's the same grind, right? But like, I mean, just being organized, being intentional, like, what I'm saying, making sure I meet with my husband, like, first, like, hey, this is the calendar, what I'm saying? And there's some things where it's like, I might not see him for 2 days because of the, what I'm saying, it might be a camp out of town. So I would say how I balance it. I'm still learning. Like I'm still learning. Like I have mentors. I have, what I'm saying, pray a lot, what I'm saying, asking for guidance and things like that. But the biggest thing is staying organized, like, what I'm saying, and putting things in priority. Cause I know for sure I have two kids, they're 6 and 3. Everything goes around them. So I am, like lucky that they're so young that I can sneak away and go do training for 2 to 3 hours. And they're not really into, their sports or anything like that. They might not even play sports, which probably will be helpful for me. But yeah, just like having an awesome support team. Like my husband, anything I come with, like he don't get the kudos that he need. Like he's like, okay, go ahead, do it. Do it. But then when he see how it affects him, I'm like, yeah, like this affects, your Friday night. This affects your weekend. So just, man, just having the right support team. I would not be able to do none of this without the support, without, what I'm saying, systems, organization. It's hard. It's get hard. I don't want to get on here and make it seem like it's just peaches and cream.
Yeah.
It be rough. It be seasons where you like, oh man, this ain't gonna work. Like I did this January 1st. Like, like, man, I don't know how I'm gonna make it. For sure, May was rough. I was like, thank God that month is over with. But yeah, it's rough, but you just gotta keep going. Like if it's really something that you want, you just gotta keep going. Keep
Yeah. And shout out to your husband for the support
going.
and for being that stronghold to you because me as my wife is a creator, my wife is involved with different things like that. And us as men, we have to be able to support even when we don't know. We got to trust God. We got to
Yeah,
trust in y'all and allow y'all to flourish because iron sharpens iron. When you down and you need some pushing up, he gonna be there and it's vice versa. But it's
yeah,
be allowing your blessing that God put inside you because you're giving out. You just ain't out kicking it at the club. You doing stuff and
yeah. I'm
impacting,
tired.
you changing lives. So it's doing something. So shout out to him and may God
Yeah, he
continue
definitely.
to give him strength and the capacity that he needs to, be
Yeah,
that leader of the household as well.
yeah, definitely, definitely, man. I'm just like, I got the right guy.
Yeah.
Because when I think about like the stuff I be asking, be like, oh yeah, you know what? I'm gonna quit this job. You know what? I'm gonna, do a camp back at home. I do a camp back at home where I gotta go there, gotta prep for the camp. You gotta go. It's not, camps ain't just you walk
Yeah.
in there, but that's a weekend. That's a 4 hour drive. Like we sacrifice that, yearly to give back. So yeah, and just finding a balance. Like another thing I do is like if I feel like I'll take a day off. Like I can do my schedule. Like I can be like, all right, like next Friday, you know what? Things getting a little overwhelmed. Like go ahead and take that off because I'm so used to like I built the clientele that now it's an overflow. So now it's like, oh, you can't train everybody. You still got to have a balance. But I'm still got the mindset of building it. Like, oh, you got to you can't say no. You got to build it. You got to build it. Now I'm just this month, I'm able to be like, you know what? Let me look at this calendar and pick out some days where I can't train. Like I just can't
Yeah.
because I gotta have a balance. So I was able to do that. I did that this morning actually. Like, let's go. So yeah.
Yeah. I love your motto, life is good, but God is even better. How has faith shaped you in the path for your business, your family, and your life?
Well, it's like that hashtag has been up there for years, but I just think that when I look at my journey, like you gotta have faith. Like, the things like it wasn't easy. It's things that I've done on my journey, like as far as didn't do my part, but I've never given up. So I definitely think that if you do your best and you know what I'm saying, you put forth those efforts, like I really believe that, you know what I'm saying, God gonna take care of you. God gonna take care of you. And he gonna take you places that you never imagined. Like I never imagined this. I had the idea, I said it, but I didn't have the details of what it was gonna look like. So now I'm just like making it bigger and bigger and bigger. So
Yeah. What do you want the people to feel like when they wear your brand and they train under your guidance? How do you want them to feel?
well, every detail, I'm a small town girl. So what I mean by that is like I was overlooked. You know what I'm saying? I know what it feels like to have the talent of your Ohio State's Dukes and things like that. But being from a small town, it's a small market. So Native 8 sportswear is strategic. Like we want loud colors. We want you to look at us. We want everything is loud, everything is catchy because I want, you know, you to look good, feel good, and play good. I want them to say, "Where you get that shirt from?" I want you to take pride in saying, "I'm from Kalamazoo, Michigan." So that was the heart of the creating Native 8. So I want them to feel inspired when they wear it. I want them to, you know, I try to be as transparent. I try to make sure I go tell my story so to connect with the people and tell them like, "Hey, I ain't have it all together." So yeah, I think that's my mission behind them. Like I want them to feel inspired and nativated, which is motivated.
Yeah. And how do you, being that you've been through a lot and you at where you at now, the level, how do you measure success for your life and measure success in what you're doing as far as developing?
I've always measured success the same way. Like, um, I think I'm more my definition of success now will be your impact. You know, like who especially when we talking about dealing with people and servicing people, like what's your impact? What's your it's not about it's about fulfilling your purpose, right? Like what is your purpose? What are you here to put? And I think that me being 42, I think I just realized that 2 years ago. You got a basketball player that fell in love with the game at 6 years old. I didn't see myself outside of a basketball player. Like I didn't. I'm going to the WNBA. At the time, it was the NBA. When I got to my senior year, it was the WNBA. Okay, I'm going to the league. I'm gonna play basketball for the rest of my life. That's all as far as I got. So now being able to use basketball, you see the connectivity, you using basketball to help girls, or I train boys too, just giving back to the game that gave me so much.
Yeah. What role do mental toughness play and discipline in training?
Oof. I think that how can I put this? I think that we live in the not we live. I think the game has changed so much that the mental toughness, the work, and the discipline that it takes to get to the Stephen Curry's, the like it's delusional, so to speak. Like the kids they just see the outcome. They don't see the work. So I try to like the younger I can teach you, the better, because I'm trying to tell you like every time you come to me, there's no easy sessions. You're gonna cry. You're gonna want to quit. Those are raw emotions that we all face, right? So I don't think that the development game shows that. I think it's just now it's like everybody good, go get on the team. So I try to like I'm old school and I try to keep those things like you know how you say stay in my lane. I'm not changing that about how I train. Those are the things that I live by. So mental toughness is I think you need mental toughness in life.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So basketball can teach you about life. So transitioning from training, that's what I'm trying to do. Basketball is just my tool. So I'm trying to use this to help you in life. Like right now, kids are trying out. Everybody's in a panic. Like, oh, if I make the team. So what? We can't control that. You know what we can control? We can control this and our effort and just getting that. That's from a kid point. That's from parents texting me. That's just like from societal point. Like you got the AAU and coaches like posting about like upcoming season, like tryouts. Some of these kids haven't even tried out for the high school team yet, and they worried about spring ball. Like, put yourself as a seventh grader. That's
Yeah.
a lot of pressure. Like, and I say it all the time, you gotta love the game. You gotta, am I having fun? Do I love the game? And what I mean by that is because kids so smart, they'll take away like, well, the training hard, I don't love it. No, like if you love the game, you gotta love everything that come with it. So
Mhm.
you playing because you don't want to tell your dad that you don't like it no more, or you don't want to tell your mom, or you playing because no, like you got to play for you. So those
Yeah.
are things I instill during training. And
Yeah. What advice do you give to the young athletes who are chasing their dreams, but they might struggle with a setback or something that's holding them back, but allow them to know you still can chase it?
yeah, I just tell them be patient with themselves, like, and really like the work works. There's no, the process is the process. You can't skip it. So whatever it is, like sometimes I go speak. So if I go speak to a team and they got endeavors to play college basketball, I tell them like this is what you gotta expect. This is what, you know what I'm saying, this is what you gotta do. So I just try to like encourage them to get good habits, get around people that have the same like-minded goals of you too. Because if you're trying to go to college and you got an opportunity to train Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then that means you got to miss a football game. That means you got to miss hanging out. You got like you're not gonna be. This is a lonely road.
Yeah.
You're not. It's not gonna be. Everybody's not gonna do this part. So just getting them to lock in, and I try to play like a mentor role or a big sister, or it's beyond training with me. Any
Yeah.
kid that come through me, I'm trying to build a relationship with them. I
Yeah.
have kids that don't even play. I'll be like, hey, if you don't play basketball, I still want to check on you. Hey, how you doing? You all right? You know, like sports is just the vessel, the tool that we have, that I have. That's my, everybody else's tool is different.
Yeah. And how can people, parents, people you train, us that watch, us that follow you, how can we support you and your brand and even your training? How
Oh
can we
man,
support?
you can follow me on Instagram, Nativate, Naetivate underscore, Facebook, Hall of Famer Nay, HALLOFAMER, Nay, NAE. You could we have a website, www.nativate.com. You can support by buying gear. You can support by sharing. Like you can support by a lot of new things we got coming. So just spreading the word. You know a good trainer, or you know what I'm saying, anything. This is helping support the brand.
How do you want your legacy to be remembered as far as you, your career, your trainer, the woman, the just the creative, the amazing. How would you want your legacy to be looked at?
Well, of course, I got kids, so anytime I think of legacy, I just want the legacy to be like, man, like she poured in. She's a great person. Like that's the. I just want to be a great person that pursued their purpose on earth. And I think that is like you say about time, and like I think it is just beautiful that my kids get to see this. Like this could have happened when they was teenagers. This could have happened before, but they are really like they come in here and do I do an order, they want to help. So just stuff like that. Like Saturday mornings we go um to the post office. The ladies at the post office know them for mailing shirts. Like, give me your packages. So I think that that's the biggest thing. Like, just leaving your legacy. Like, did I leave this better than it was before when I began? So I don't really have a tangible what I'm looking for, but I think that your work will speak for itself. Like my great grandmother, she lived 100 something years old, and she had a one of those old school songs. Is like, let the work you do speak for you. And
Mhm.
I know we live in a internet. This is so hard for me, like posting and things like that, because I'm kind of old school. Like, nah, like I don't gotta say it. They go to work. But that's kind of what I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be like my work, when it's all said and done, the work is there. It's still sustaining years later. So
Yeah. What was your very first piece of sportswear you ever designed? Was it the two t-shirts in the back or?
yep, 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 yep. And I have designers like I said, like I had designers like I'm just now getting I started off with as a third supplier. Like, hey, let me get a designer, let me get a production company. Now we're working into, saying creating things on my own. Like this was something it says Native 8 LTD, but this was something that I work with the designer. Like so you know what I'm saying. So I want to give credit when credit's due. It's not all me. Like I'm doing everything. But yeah, this was one of my first designs, and even with the colors, like everything was intentional. Like the colors, like I wanted something loud, I wanted something neutral, so it was like pink and blue. And then somebody like, that's like boy and girl. I'm like, they know that, but like it just leaves room for everything. I know like this doesn't have a girl logo on it. So just being able to I want to impact everybody, not just it started with girls, but I train boys now.
Yeah.
I work with organizations that's just not girls. So we just want to impact the world. We're really serious about that.
Yeah. Do you remember the first athlete you ever trained in that experience?
Yes. Yes. Doing. Yes. Started off with one kid. January 2025. I had one kid. I trained him like he had on a hoodie. It was a boy. He had on a hoodie.
What's up with him with this hoodie stuff?
It's like, oh, he thinks this is just about to be a cakewalk. He came out that hoodie in like 5 minutes. But just like that, I never forget that because I'm like, first off, it was a boy, so it's already challenging to get, you're a female trainer. But I never forget that. And I started with him, and I probably trained close to 80 people from January. So we're closing in on a year. So I mean I can go back and
You
get.
ever had some Toledo people?
No, but I have a teammate that's from Toledo. I got some Native 8 gear in her store. She has a
What's her name?
Sarita Jackson.
Oh, okay. I know Rita. Yeah.
Yeah. So me and her are she's also a creator. So she's one of my first, hey, I need help. What? So, yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah,
definitely.
we want to expand. Like we've done work in Chicago. I know a couple. I have family in Chicago, so I know a couple high school coaches there. I've spoken to them. I want to. It's so crazy though because I went and spoke before I even started all this.
Wow.
So it's like when you just made me think of that. He just was like, "Hey, Nay, you in town? I know you're a Hall of Famer. Come talk to my girls." I just went and did a Native 8 talk before it was a name. So like now, like getting back to these people is hard because of things that's on a schedule, like that people locally want me to do. But yeah, I've done work in Chicago. I've done work in Indianapolis with some former WNBA players, camps and things like that. So we just want to keep on expanding.
Yeah.
Ohio, we're in Dayton, Ohio. I want to get to Toledo, Columbus, Cincinnati, anything in that 2 hour radius around here. I want to be able to get to those kids.
Yeah, definitely. If you can describe Native A in 3 words, what would it be?
Inspire. I would say we inspire. We uplift. What would be the word? Inspire, uplift. I would say we challenge. We challenge you. That's through the training side.
Yeah. If you could collab with any pro athlete on the to rock your brand, who would it be?
It'd be Fly J all day. Fly J. I'm going to see her play. It'd be
Yeah.
Fly J. Like what she's doing is bananas. Like
Yeah.
just just to give a little we got I think our birthday is a little similar same time. I did my little research. But yeah, like what she's doing to the game, like being her authentic self, being a rapper, being like, yeah, I just love what she's doing. And
I know somebody that know her. And I'm gonna see if I can get one of your shirts and see if they can get
Uh,
it to her.
for
Like for
sure. I will send that out right now.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, I definitely yeah, that's just the first person. Like I love like just looking at the game. Like I'm like an old head now, but just looking at the game 20 years ago and what she man, that's crazy. It's a lot of them like that though. Flew Wiley, like it's just a lot of them. But I like Flage, like what she is doing, she is going to be a billionaire. Like when it's all said and done, it's a wrap. She has mastered it.
And she humble walking in her purpose, fulfilling the
Yeah,
legacy from her dad. So that's
yeah.
much more impactful. Before we close up, I'm gonna ask you a series of questions. You either pick one or the other.
Okay.
Sneakers or slides?
Sneakers.
Early morning grind or late night hustle?
Early mornings.
Training athletes or designing sportswear?
Oof. Oof. I'm say training.
Okay. Bold, colorful designs. What two colors like as the boldest that you ever had?
Pink and blue.
Okay. Big team training or one-on-one coaching?
Ooh, it's a hard one. I'm gonna say one on one.
Speaking on stage or mentoring behind the scenes?
Hey, speaking on stage or behind the scenes. I'm gonna say on stage. I'm ready.
Gym workouts or outdoor conditioning?
Gym or outdoor. It don't matter. Uh, outdoor. We gonna grind.
Sports documentary or a motivational book?
Sports documentary, motivational book. I'm gonna do the motivational book because that's actually my next project.
Wow. We'd love to have you come back on when you have
You
it.
just hey, that was deep right there.
Yeah. And lastly, before you go, can you speak words of encouragement to the young athletes and the young creators? Because you do both.
Okay.
You're a multi person.
Okay. So I'm gonna go first with the creators. Like whatever it is that you desire, just go ahead and do it. I know it's gonna be like a list of things saying, I need this, I need this. Start with what you have. I started selling t-shirts and I had them in my trunk. It got so big, we turned our spare bedroom into an inventory office. I'm gonna get so big that we're gonna get a brick and mortar store. That's the ultimate goal to get a Native 8 store in Ohio and in my hometown, Michigan. So start with what you have. That's to the entrepreneurs. Basketball, I would say love the game, and make sure you're playing it for yourself and do the work and find you somebody that's locally that's done that. Find you a mentor, get in her inbox or his inbox, and don't be afraid to ask, hey, what you think I need to work on? I do that to this day. I get in strangers' inbox and ask them anything. People think I'm crazy. I inbox anybody, hey, got Native 8 gear, Native 8 gear. Guess what? Some people reply. Some of those no's turn to yeses. So you cannot worry about what it looks like. So that's what I would tell the athletes that's trying to inspire to, saying pursue their basketball. Like get around people that's like-minded, put in the work. That's what I would tell them. Put in the work.
Yeah. What made you pick number 30? Did you always have that number?
Nope. I wanted number 33, 34. That was just the number available.
Okay.
I like 30. So when I went to I wore 33 and 34 in college. When I got to, I had this number before Stephen Curry. When I went to community college, 34 wasn't available. So I was like, you know what? Nobody rocking number 30. I'm gonna rock it out. And I rocked it and I stayed. I stayed with my number.
Yeah,
I really
34.
don't care about numbers. I just
34, that was my number. Do you know Coach Trav Lewis?
I know Trav.
I was gonna say you need to connect. You can get the color
Hey,
coordination and
he got some gear.
okay, because I interviewed him and a couple of his people.
You did?
Yeah, and I met him like years ago because he was married to my dude's sister.
Okay.
Then he came to Toledo. That's how I met him. But when you said Michigan, I'm like, man. Then I seen the Central State. I'm like, I wonder, do she know Coach Trav?
We're from the same
Wow.
town in Michigan.
I was wondering.
Yeah, like
Wow.
he's a couple years younger than me, but yeah, I connected with him when he got out here. Yeah, Trav, I think I went to one game just because of my schedule, but yeah, Trav doing big things at Central. I'm gonna check him out this year. Yep, I know Trav.
Wow.
Same
Wow.
town.
Well, we thank
Kalamazoo.
you for
Yes, thank you
spotlighting
for having
you
me.
for amazing the Hall of Famer. I didn't mention it before, but the
Ah,
Hall of Famer, the creator, the amazing trainer, and just the amazing motivator of the game and life itself. Like when people don't understand what they getting from you as far as what you bring to the table, we just pray that God continue to bless you and give you favor in your brand and your business, and may doors be open ahead of time. We're claiming it now, doors that be open for you and your blessings for what you do, because your fruit is showing in what you're doing in life and with the youth. So continue to do.
appreciate it.
Yeah, huh?
I said I appreciate it. How can I get a Stool Talk shirt? Where can I
Oh,
purchase?
we them getting made right now. These
Okay,
is iron on ones. I'm testing different people, seeing which ones are wrong. But I
I'll be
got
looking
what size
for
you
it.
wear? What size you wear?
A unisex medium. I'll be looking for it.
Okay, for
All
sure.
right,
Yeah,
let me know.
definitely. And
Appreciate it.
we always gonna be sharing your stuff now. I
I
know.
appreciate it.
And anybody I can connect with you, I'm definitely gonna do that.
Yeah,
But this
send me
was
some
this
people
was
to
great.
Toledo. Send me some
Okay.
people to Toledo.
And Cincinnati, because I got a lot of people down
Okay.
there that interviewing and I'm be connected
Yeah.
with the sport. So I got you.
Cincinnati girl side is booming. Like it's
Yeah.
booming. I made a couple connections with some high school coaches, but like I said, now it's just like schedule and priority because, like you said, like that I'm not complaining about it. It's just like it's an overflow right now, and I'm
Yeah.
blessed and I'm grateful for that. So yeah, be looking out for saying big things with Native Aid. Native Aid book, like I said, the 5 to 10 year goal is the Native Aid sportswear store. So, in between there, I want to collaborate. I got some collaborations coming. I can't really speak on them, but some big things with the community part in Native 8, like getting into the community and things like that. So, and we just gonna, use what God gave me, right?
Yeah, and then probably this time or next year during the summer or whatever time I'm gonna connect so I can come down there, get some content and be a part of what you got.
Hey, let's go. Let's go. And same thing. I got some connections in Georgia. I think it's called Powder Springs.
That's where I live at.
You lying. So listen, it's a girl, Powder Springs youth basketball something. The
Mhm.
lady is from my hometown. I just did their t-shirts for basketball last year. They're
Wow. Connect me if I can interview her and her whole
okay.
team.
I definitely will.
Yeah, wow.
So anyway, we I think it was like September she wanted me to come down there for like a clinic and camp because that's another thing I want to do. We didn't talk about that. I do a free basketball camp at where I'm from, Kalamazoo, Michigan. This year was the second year. The
Okay.
first year we had 75 kids free, just a free camp from ages third grade to eighth grade, ninth grade. This year we did the same thing, but we had two slots, 75 and 75. We didn't meet the 150, but I think we got to 120. So next year, I want to just make it bigger. God gave me this vision to collaborate with 25 organizations in the city. So that's what I'm trying to do. I don't know what's the number 25, but I just want to give them something that they never experienced outside of the camp. So what I mean by that is like, if you got 150 people at a camp, I think I can impact more. So I want it where it's even if you don't play basketball or something, it'd be something. I don't know the details. That's a
Yeah.
whole nother conversation. Yeah, definitely. We just using what we got.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
Yup, yup. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only Coach Nate.
Appreciate y'all. Stool talk.